Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. I'm so sorry about the last video. My battery died while I was in the middle of making my video, so I obviously just decided to continue it a whole different day because I had somewhere to go. When it comes to yoga, another thing that I want to let you guys know is in yoga there is a word called prana, right? And prana basically describes the life force that is within the universe and everywhere. So when you're doing your yoga, yes, of course you're stretching and it's good for your body. It's good for balancing energy in your energy centers, your 7 chakras. But doing breathing exercises while you're doing your yoga is honestly the cherry on top, because you're absorbing all of the life force that is around you and you're bringing it into your body, therefore regenerating energy. So it's really important for you to remember to always breathe when you're doing your yoga stretches. And I would recommend that if you've never tried yoga before, if you do decide to look for a video on YouTube like I did and just keep in the same routine and do it every day, then I would suggest that you start off with a very modest yoga, a very modest and easy yoga routine, just because in yoga there's obviously like so many different yogas. Like I'm pretty sure there's probably like more than at least 10 different types of yoga that you can practice. But if you're a beginner, your muscles obviously will probably have a lot of tension within them, and you may not actually be flexible enough to do some of the other more complex yoga stretches and yoga poses. So just start with something simple. It doesn't have to be super long. You can literally find a 10-minute video, a 15-minute video. Minimum, I think you should stretch is probably for 10 minutes. And I would advise you guys to also stretch especially right after your workout, just because obviously you've been working out your muscles. There definitely is a lot of tension in your body, but stretching after you work out, especially doing yoga, will actually help you with your recovery rate and just overall like I feel like you will also gain like a larger like pain tolerance. And what do I mean by that? Like you'll have a lot more endurance. Exactly. You'll have a lot more endurance when you work out if you stretch after your workout, because you're allowing your muscles to relax by releasing that tension. And then, yeah. So the next point I wanted to talk to you guys about, is affirmations. Okay, so for you to have a successful and productive routine every single day, you need to be practicing and saying your affirmations every single day. What are affirmations, you ask? Affirmations, I will make an entire video about this. I'll even make affirmation videos that you guys can use. But affirmations are basically like things you say to yourself to positively reinforce the things that you want in your life, right? What does that mean? Reinforcement in the sense of you're saying this to yourself every single day. So your brain naturally records all of the information that you come across every single day. Your brain is probably processing trillions and quintillions of things at the exact same time, just to keep you alive, just to kind of scope out the environment and stuff like that. So affirmations are a way to program your mind into believing or accepting things about yourself, even if you don't necessarily see them in yourself. For example, if you feel like, okay, maybe I'm not where I want to be in life, I'm not really happy with my income, an affirmation like, I am stepping into the most successful decade of my life. I am financially free. I get to decide what I do with my time on my time. For beauty and confidence, you could say, when I walk into the room, I light up the entire room. I'm trying to think of what affirmations that things like telling yourself I have clear skin. Like I used to have really bad acne. You guys have seen the videos. But when I had all the bad acne and the cysts on my face and really bad breakouts and pimples everywhere, I actually started saying affirmations and starting to tell myself, I have beautiful skin. I have clear and glowing skin. My skin is healthy. My body is healthy. All of these things will eventually actually start to feel true, and that's also another way of manifesting things to become true, right? Because the language of the universe is frequencies and energy. So if you're in the frequency of constantly telling yourself that you're beautiful, that you're confident, that you have a very beautiful and unique body, that you're charismatic, charismatic, that you're powerful, that you have financial abundance, that this is the most successful decade of your life, over time you will naturally start to believe those things about yourself, because you're programming your subconscious mind to think of positive thoughts instead of negative thoughts. Affirmations are really good for you because they help you to battle negative emotions or negative energy throughout the day. Imagine if you start your day out by sitting in front of your dresser or standing in front of a mirror and saying, I am beautiful, I am powerful, I am confident, I am charismatic. You will literally spend the rest of the day exuding that energy. I love affirmations, and affirmations have completely changed my life. They've completely changed the way I think about myself, the way I feel about myself, all of the things I used to be insecure about. I've now either really worked on accepting those things about myself, or if there was things that I could change, like my acne, telling myself I have clear skin every single day made me want to have clear skin and glowing skin. So I ended up going to the dermatologist to obviously go ahead and start my journey. And now, as you can see, the skin is glowing and it's clear, baby. Okay? I'm telling you, affirmations. What else about affirmations? Yeah, I'm gonna make some affirmation videos for confidence, for beauty, for different things, really, for money, for finances, and I will definitely drop those sometime in the future, this year for sure though. Our next point is going to be journaling. So me personally, I love journaling because journaling is like a one-on-one therapy session with yourself. I mean, I've been to therapy before, and I'm not saying that it was a terrible experience. I actually changed and evolved a lot and grew a lot after I went to therapy. But journaling, I feel like, is just, honestly, it's easy, it's affordable, it's something that you can do for yourself, and it really helps because interacting with another human being about your problems or your feelings doesn't always yield the results you would want. But talking to yourself allows you a lot of time to introspect on yourself. If you start journaling, you'll probably realize a lot of characteristics that you didn't know you had, a lot of gifts, a lot of talents. You'll probably bring up to the surface a lot of suppressed emotions about interpersonal relationships. Maybe it's your relationship with your partner, your girlfriend, or your boyfriend, or maybe it's your relationship with your parents, your mother and your father, or maybe it's a relationship with your grandparents or your friends. And sometimes you just want to pop off. Sometimes you really just want to vent with no filter and not have to worry about being judged, not have to worry about anybody, not have to worry about, giving up your vulnerability if you don't feel safe being vulnerable with, anyone at the moment. It's a really good way to regulate your emotions, to dissolve all of this, all of the suppressed emotions in your body. Most of the times when people get sick, most of the times when a lot of people get sick, it's because they have suppressed emotions that they're not dealing with. Like, I think the emotion anger specifically is stored in your liver. So if you're an angry person and you never work on the things that make you angry, or try to accept whatever situation it is that made you upset or furious, or try and move on from it, or even just let it go, then you're going to be carrying that anger with you every single day for the rest of your life in your liver. On top of everything else that your liver is doing for your body, it also now stores all of your anger, and stuff like that can actually cause like different diseases. I think I'll make another video talking about that, like all the different emotions and what diseases like end up surfacing in the body because of unresolved issues and traumas. So journaling helps you to do that. You have no filter. You can literally swear as much as you want and talk about everybody in a bad light if you want to, gossip if you want to. It just is a way to keep yourself grounded and to keep yourself connected to yourself. And once you start journaling, you start introspecting, you start noticing a lot of things about yourself and the people in your life as well. You start observing yourself from basically just you start observing yourself objectively instead of putting your emotions into everything, putting your mind into everything. You are able to read how you really feel, how you really think, and kind of assess like, okay, this is how I'm feeling, this is what I need to accept, this is what I need to move on, even if it is just making you feel better after having a fight with someone. And journaling doesn't always have to be just for negative things. Journaling can actually be a really beautiful journey for you to just appreciate your life and see how far you've grown. I know when I started journaling, I obviously had a lot of healing to do, so most of my journal entries were probably really negative, but now it's actually surprising how much I've changed and how much I've grown, and seeing that like the things that used to bother me anymore, they don't bother me as much because I've resolved my traumas, I've resolved my issues. Most of the times I squabble with people, I understand that it probably is not even about what we are arguing about, but it's about something that's underneath the surface that is probably being projected from the other person to me. So once you understand that, and you take that grace, because at the end of the day, like, everybody just wants to be loved. That's the honest truth. Every human being just wants to be loved. They want to feel like, they have a community. And sometimes we don't always feel like that. Journaling can also help you when you feel like you're lonely. Maybe your friends don't get you. Maybe you just feel like you can't talk to other people about certain things that you're feeling. You can talk to yourself and it will heal you a lot. So when it comes to journaling, I have 5 different journals. I have one that I write my affirmations on. So anytime I come across a new affirmation, or maybe I come across a new goal or a newfound passion or something that I feel like I want to work on, like, let's say I want to start a business and I hope or I want to make as much profit as possible, then I can always write down, I am such a successful entrepreneur, I am constantly growing my business, and my business is overflowing with money and abundance, right? You can write that down, say it to yourself every day. I usually like to repeat each affirmation 6 times. I forgot why, but there was like some type of spiritual meaning behind the number 6. We'll talk about that in the numerology videos, but yeah, so I like to say each affirmation 6 times. Obviously, I don't read all of the affirmations in my affirmation journal because they are a lot. And then secondly, I have what I would, I guess, refer to as my diary. That one is just for, just I write whatever I'm feeling, whatever I'm thinking, however I am that day. It reflects my mood. It reflects the experiences that are happening to me at the time. Whenever I'm angry or, frustrated about something, I write in that book and I cuss that person out, and afterwards I really do feel better, because nobody can comfort you more than you, because nobody understands you more than you, nobody appreciates you more than you, and nobody feels exactly what you feel or even thinks the way that you feel. You're unique and you're having a completely unique human experience, and journaling about these experiences will also help you to not feel guilty and not feel bad about when you're not necessarily able to show up for other people, or maybe you're taking accountability for something that you did to somebody else that now you feel bad about, now you feel guilty about, because you've grown and you understand now the consequences of your actions. Instead of letting that guilt eat you up, it's okay to say, you know what, I messed up. I fumbled this person because I had too much ego, or because I was triggered by something they did and reacted in not such a great way, because that will allow you to also see where your characteristic flaws are. Nobody's perfect, but we can damn near try every day to be perfect. We can always try to be good, And the thing is, there's actually this saying that I heard recently, and it says, I am a good person, but I don't owe it to anyone to be a nice person. And that's kind of how I am when I'm writing about everybody, dogging them out in my journal. Is like, they'll never know that that's how I felt, but because I had that outlet, I feel like it's actually helped me to move on from a lot of situations, and it's helped me to let go of a lot of resentment and anger that I've had about situations that just didn't matter. Think of your emotions as currency, right? Think of your emotions as a bank or a bank account, and you only have $100 in your bank account. Every time that somebody does something wrong to you, or any time that you want to have like a massive reaction to something that they do, really think about it. Like, is this worth my money? Is this worth my currency? Is this worth my emotion? Is it worth my time? Most of the times it's not. It's easier to just it's easier to just write about it and feel exactly how you feel about it, without having to suppress your emotions, without having to hide them, without ever being afraid of being vulnerable. That's how you truly begin your journey to self-love and self-acceptance, because self-love only comes when you accept exactly who you are and you love yourself for exactly who you are. So yeah, I also have a journal for my dreams. I write down all my dreams, obviously, because dreams tend to have a lot of spiritual meanings, a lot of symbolic meanings, a lot of metaphors, and some of them are just random. Once you start writing down your dreams and start analyzing them, you will start realizing that they are subconscious lessons or subconscious, like it's like your subconscious mind is trying to get your attention to look at something or to dive deep into something. Some of them are random, some of them are actually spiritual. Like I obviously believe in ancestry, ancestral veneration. My ancestors communicate a lot with me in my dreams. I actually have premonitions in my dreams where I'll dream of like something and I'll think it's completely random, and then that thing will actually come true in real life, even if it's years later. It like usually happens that way, which I kind of low-key think that that is what deja vu is the fact that your subconscious mind or your spirit basically is telling you a message about the future, and while you're sleeping, and then when you wake up you don't remember that vision until it actually happens in real life, and you're like, oh my god, deja vu, because you have experienced this moment in your dreams. But that's just my own theory though. So we have the affirmations journal, we have the diary, we have the dream journal. I also have a gratitude journal where I wake up every morning. I always start with my gratitude journal. Thank you so much for my family, my friends, my home, my shelter, for me being an able-bodied person, for another day and another shot at life. Thank you so much for the birds, the trees, the clouds. Thank you for sunshine. Thank you for rain. So yeah, I love to be grateful, and gratitude honestly is connected with your heart chakra, and your heart chakra is also what attracts a lot of, like, I would personally say your heart chakra is like the money chakra, the abundance chakra, you know. And for you to have an open heart, gratitude is part of that. Gratitude is part of allowing you to have an open heart every single day, because you are just grounded and humble and are always appreciative of the things that you have, and you're not taking them for granted. So gratitude is really an emotion that opens up your heart chakra, and when you open up your heart chakra, you're able to receive all of the blessings and the juiciness and the abundance that the universe is waiting, dying to give you. But your heart is not open to receiving these things, which is why you're not receiving any of the blessings that the universe has to give to you. So gratitude is a very high frequency emotion, and starting your day off with gratitude will honestly also just uplift your mood, because throughout the day you still remember that you have an amazing life, you have a great life, and you have plenty of things to be grateful for. You know, a lot of the times we don't even appreciate things until they're gone, and it's just good because when you're on the frequency of gratitude, the universe understands that, okay, this person appreciates having a home, a shelter, family, friends. Why don't we bless them with a better house, a better car, a better friend, a better job, a better income, a better business idea, so that they can thrive and live out the full potential that they were meant to be living on this earth. So the next, was that all of them? There was the dream journal, the diary, the gratitude journal. I also have a manifestation journal. So I use the letter method to manifest. I spoke about this in my 7 ways of manifesting video. Check it out. As part of manifesting, I like to write the letter method. So the letter method is basically when you write things as if they've already happened. So in a past tense, right? So I am so happy that I have bought my Mercedes-Benz G-Wagon, and it has peanut butter colored interior. I'm so grateful and thankful that I was able to purchase my first house at the age of 27. I'm so grateful for the trip I went on to Mexico. Everything was so beautiful, because that is also kind of alchemizing, or what can I say? It's fast tracking your manifestation, and it's alchemizing your manifestation, because you're already making your own subconscious mind believe that this has already happened to you. So your body will naturally start to behave as though this has already happened to you, right? So if you, it's just like think of something like grateful that I am now making $10,000 a month, and that now I'm able to take care of my family and provide for them by providing, you know, I pay for this utility, I pay for this utility, I was able to buy my mom a car, I was able to buy my mom a house, that kind of thing, right? So you write the letter method as if this has already happened. I mean, you can also write it like a year, like right now we're in 2025, you could write maybe a letter to yourself in 2026, just being thankful and being grateful for all of the things that you achieved that you wanted to do in 2025. That has worked for me so much. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I was able to get a job that was honestly paying me like double my income. last year just by doing the letter method. And so I write down things that I want to manifest every single day, and then I sit and I visualize them in my thoughts. I visualize them, which is also a part of meditation. You just breathe, calm down, you imagine yourself, all 5 of your senses, touching that G-Wagon, getting that G-Wagon key, opening it, sitting down on the seat, driving, you know, moving the steering wheel. You imagine what the paint of the car feels like, what the car itself smells like, or even something like wanting to go and to fly business class, right? You're gonna want to imagine that you're entering the airplane and you're getting into business, and then you sit down and, you know, they bring you that little warm towel to wash your hands, and they bring you your menu, and you can have unlimited drinks, and you're drinking your champagne, watching a little bit of TV or reading a book, whatever it is that you like to do on a plane. That is also part of journaling. Shadow work is basically when you are integrating, you know, that yin yang symbol, the one with black and white, like a little sphere, and then there's a little bit of white in the black, and then a little black dot in the white. That is basically an emblem or a symbol trying to show you that as a human being, you are not only a light being or a dark being in terms of your energy, right? You're not only good, you're not only bad, but as a human being, you are balanced. There is good in you, and there are also bad things, right? So what I like to do is I like to search up shadow work prompts, and basically you can have as many different prompts as you want to. Maybe you want to integrate. So your shadow self is like, let me say your subconscious mind. Exactly. That's a perfect example. So your light self is like, you know, your mind every single day, operating every single day, doing these tasks, and stuff like that. And that's like when you're awake. When you're asleep, that's when your subconscious mind kind of comes to life, and then that's when you obviously have dreams coming in from your subconscious mind, and just like, you know, either they could be really random or really spiritual. So basically integrating your shadow is when you dive deep and look at the scope or the entirety of the darker parts of yourself. You know, maybe these are the feelings that you have suppressed, the things you don't want to accept about yourself, the flaws that are in your character, you know, and shadow work prompts help you to work through that. Right now at the moment, I'm working on prompts that are basically talking about like relationship trauma. So for example, one of the prompts could say something like, how has relationship trauma affected your communication style? Which is an amazing way of like really thinking about it, right? Because a lot of us are obviously traumatized from past relationships that we've had, relationships with family members, relationships with parents, and we never really deal with it because we never actually bother to ask ourselves, how has this affected me? We know that it's affected us, but we don't ever dive deep into the how. And you know, it's beautiful because you get to express yourself and be vulnerable while writing in a book, and you don't have to be worried about being judged, which means you can be your most authentic self, and you can also be your most compassionate with yourself as well, and just also very observant of yourself. You know, when you write things down versus when you think them, that really like brings that thought out into the 3D. It's like, dang, like I actually ain't shit. I actually am not shit, right? Reading. Okay, so reading is honestly important. Like, I know you guys know the statement that like, you never stop learning, but some people actually do. You know, like if you don't read books, you are not contributing anything to a conversation that is of value. And I'm so sorry to say that, but I'm really not sorry. Like, yeah, we all have basic education from high school. Some of us have tertiary education, some of us don't. But in order for you to constantly keep learning, you need to read books. It doesn't really matter what kind of books you like, whether you like fiction, whether you like self-help books, whether you like, you know, books about gardening, books about birds, trees. You could literally find books about any single topic that you would like. Reading brings new knowledge to you, and it also gives you wisdom over time because you're applying that knowledge. Wisdom is just knowledge that is applied, right? So when you read, you expose yourself to a lot of things that you wouldn't have known. You expose yourself to, basically, reading is like traveling, except you can do it in your bedroom whilst you're reading a book. When you read, you're someone of value because you can contribute new knowledge to the conversation. You know, when people have conversations with you, you need to be able to have some type of general knowledge, or even, you know, you need to have something that separates you from the crowd, especially if you're someone that works in a career, or let's say, for example, in your career, right? I have gotten jobs. I've gotten jobs, I've gotten job interviews, I've gotten like free things, you know, because of the fact that I was able to contribute to a conversation, because I was able to teach someone else about something, and I was also able to listen to somebody else and let them teach me something. It's literally reciprocation, you know, like we're grown. We're really grown, and we're really at that age where if you don't read, you are definitely a loser. And you're missing out on a lot of knowledge that you could literally have. And another thing about reading is, when you read and you have new knowledge, it actually creates new neural pathways in your brain. So you're literally getting smarter by reading, literally. So yeah, reading is important. I try to read at least one book a month, which is like 12 books a year. Obviously, I don't always get to finish that goal, but I know because I have that goal, I know I push myself a lot. Like I think in 2023, I read a total of maybe 9 or 10 books. And then last year, in 2024, maybe less than that, but I read like 2 or 3, which is still pretty good. I mean, honestly, and like I said, it literally makes you smarter to read books, and it literally creates new neural pathways in your brains. And when you create new neural pathways in your brains, you have less brain fog. You're able to think a lot quicker, a lot faster. You're able to react, because obviously the brain is like the remote control for your body, right? You're obviously able to like react a lot quicker to, not maybe like in the sense of like physical things, but in terms of like cognitive things. You learn to solve problems a lot easier. You learn to like have a lot of like mental discipline in a way, you know? Like scrolling on TikTok and on social media is basically just rotting your brain, because every brain cells obviously do regenerate themselves, but they also like, you also lose a lot of brain cells by doing things that are not like increasing your knowledge or increasing neural pathways, or things that are just not good for your brain. Level up content, okay? So you already had the step down because you're obviously watching me. But yes, I watch videos on YouTube every single day. I have people that I'm subscribed to that have different types of content. Some of it is scientific knowledge, some of it is just level up content, some of it is beauty and makeup, some of it is just sociology, you know, channels that are just talking about society and the things going on in society. And some of them are like journalists, you know, journalism, the news or whatever. But at the end of the day, the whole point of that is, again, is growing, learning new knowledge, creating new pathways in my brain. I'm constantly watching other content creators, seeing what type of content they're creating, literally like learning a lot of productive things that I could be doing in my day, learning how to solve certain problems, learning how to make more money, learning how to have clear skin, hair. There's literally videos teaching how to do anything. Basically, my whole point is, every single day you should aim to at least watch one YouTube video of somebody that motivates you, somebody that encourages you, somebody that advises you, somebody that you know, teaches you a lot about life, because in that way you are also growing and evolving and becoming more wise and knowledgeable with time. You will also become a person who has a lot to contribute to society, because you're taking what has been contributed to you, learning from it, and reciprocating it back in society. It improves the quality of your life. It improves the quality of your physical, mental, spiritual, emotional, and financial health. Just being able to watch a video on how to save money, watch a video on how to start a business, watch a video on how to upgrade your appearance, watch a video on how to eat good, how to exercise well. All of those things are some things that you should be willing to do. Watch at least one video teaching you how to do something on YouTube, okay? Or, you know, wherever you're watching that video or whatever it is. You need to set a solid time for waking up and bedtime. You need to consistently be waking up the same time every single day and going to bed at the same time every single day. This allows you to make sure that you're getting 1, enough hours of sleep, 2, that you're sticking to your schedule for the rest of the day that you created to complete your tasks, right? If you consistently wake up at a certain time every single day, it just makes your life flow a lot easier, because even when you need to fit in things that are not in your daily routine, you now have a solid structure of where you can fit those things in. So it will also teach you discipline and consistency. When you consistently show up for yourself every single day in a specific kind of way, you will naturally start doing that in every other way, right? If you consistently wake up the same time every day, then you consistently exercise the same time every day. You consistently eat the same time every day, which is really good for your digestive system, right? When you eat relatively the same time every single day, your body kind of gets used to like, okay, now it's time to like, digest this food, instead of like just having a haphazard basically bedtime and sleep time. I mean, the time that you wake up and the time that you fall asleep, it really makes a whole difference, and it'll also help you to be more efficient and productive every single day, because you notice the gaps of time that you have in between doing your tasks and completing them, and also you start to see more and more where you procrastinate and where you can stop procrastinating. Me personally, I have been working on sleeping at the same time and waking up at the same time every single day, but I also wanted to mention that another thing that will allow you to have a daily routine that is a success, or a successful daily routine, is non-negotiables. Okay, you need to have non-negotiables in your daily schedule. What does that mean? You need to have things that are non-negotiable. No matter what the weather is, no matter what your mood is, no matter what time it is, you have to complete that thing before the end of every single day. For me personally, it's definitely been meditating, non-negotiable. Yoga, non-negotiable. Running every day or exercising, non-negotiable. Journaling, it does get a lot because obviously I do have a lot of different journals, but I will still make time to journal, okay? Reading should also be part of that. I mean, there are 24 hours in a day. You can literally find time to do all of these things. And the thing is, all of these things are good for you. All of these things are healthy for you. All of these things will allow you to be successful in the long run, because life is not about the sprint, it's more of a marathon, and all of these little things that you're implementing into your daily life will pay off exponentially years from now in ways that you could never even imagine, because you're teaching yourself to be disciplined. Don't listen to your body, make your body listen to you, okay? Stop giving into procrastination. Another thing about procrastination is that procrastination is basically just anxiety. It's like a fear of success, or it can also be a fear of failure. It can be either one, but when you're stagnant and you don't do anything, that's when you start like becoming anxious. That's when you start being depressed and all of these things. So all of these tips I hope will help all of you out there. They have certainly helped me to completely transform my life and turn my life around. This is my daily routine that I practice every single day, and I can honestly say that I've evolved mentally, spiritually, emotionally, financially, and physically just from being disciplined about this, and making sure that I am following through with all of my tasks and all of the things that I have to do. I know being a human being is so high maintenance, but that's the life we chose, baby. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any other topics that you would like to discuss with me, or things that maybe you would like to know more about or have me make a video about, please do not hesitate. You guys can always leave comments in the comment section, or you can email me. Also, please subscribe to my channel. Help me get my channel monetized so I can give you guys obviously the best content and keep doing it. I would really appreciate it if you could subscribe to my channel, turn on your post notifications, leave a comment, like the video, and share with anybody else you think would be interested. Bye, bestie.